guys, it's almost 2 in the afternoon here in the Netherlands. So, good afternoon, good amida, maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. Magandang hapon sa lahat. So, good afternoon. So, this afternoon, I will be talking about Civic Integration Exam, A1 or Basisexamen Inburgering, A1. So, you're planning to go to the Netherlands and stay here for long period of time, so you need the MVV visa, and the first step so that you can get that visa is you need to take the Civic Integration Exam A1 or Basisexamen Inburgering A1. So what are the steps and processes for Civic Integration Exam 2019, and how did I pass my Civic Integration Exam? So actually guys, the first step you need to do is you need to register for an exam. And for you to register, you need to go online. That is their website. So you need to go there, and there are 8 steps to register for. You need to take that 8 steps in the website. You need to fill in some forms online so that you can register. Those are your informations. You can just write your information there, fill in, so that you can proceed to the next step, since it is 8 steps process. So again, first is you need to register online, pay the amount that for you to proceed, and after that they are going to send you some email, and on that email they will give you some website so that you can have your appointment. Take note guys that you can only have the appointment if you already paid the exam. So first, register. Upon registration, you need to pay, and after paying, you can now have your appointment when are you going to take the exam. So that's what I did. It's up to you if you're gonna take all the exams at once. If you take the exam at once, you need to pay 150 euros. So if you want to take the exam one at a time, so there are 3 categories, so it's up to you. You will make 3 appointments, and you will pay 3 times also. It's up to you, but for me, I did it for once only, so that we can save. There is no embassy in Cagayan de Oro. I went to Manila just to take the exam. That's it. So it cost me more than the payment of the exam itself. The flight is more expensive than the payment of the exam itself, and the accommodation of the hotel and the fare and everything. So that cost me more. So that is why we decided to just get the exam all at once. So we paid the 3 categories. The speaking, you need to pay 60 euros, the reading 50 euros, and the Q&S is 40 euros, a total of 150 euros. So that's what I did. I took the exam last August 2019, I think. That was August 2019, and they said that it takes 8 to 10 weeks, but I got my email notifying that I passed the exam only 4 weeks, so that's so quick. But yeah, I really passed the exam, so that's great. So how did I pass the exam? Did I enroll for some courses, or did I buy some books? No, actually I did not buy some books, and I did not enroll some courses. I just do self-study. Me and my husband is in the Netherlands during the time, and I am still in the Philippines, but we are working together to pass the exam. So my husband helped me. We always have video chat, and he always helped me to do the practices. So every night we always do the practices after work. We do the practice together, and we downloaded several practice exams for me to take. So Actually, it doesn't cost me anything for a book. I did not buy any books and I did not enroll any courses. I just passed. Thank God. I just passed. Yeah, I just passed through self-review. I review like 1 month review, thorough review. That's really thorough for me. Not really whole day review, but every night. I always spend like 3 or 4 hours every night to review the practice exams. Where you can download, you can go to narnederland.nl, narnederland.nl. So you can just go to that website. In there, you will be reading some information about the exam. So what are the types of exams, how it will be conducted, and then download the practice exams at narnederland.nl. So I went to that website. I do some practices, lots of practices there. Especially for me, the hardest part is speaking. So you really need to answer questions using the language, and you should make it clear and louder. You're not gonna have the exam with a person itself. No, you'll be just facing a computer and you will use some headphone. It's computerized exam in a room. You will be there alone, and they will give you instruction at first, and after that they will just leave you. But it has camera, of course, inside. So you will just interacting with the computer. So the computer will ask you and you will answer, and it has specific time, of course. It has time given. I forgot how, but I think that's only 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes for speaking. There are plenty of reviewers online, but the sad thing about that is there are almost, I think, if not mistaken, there are about 300 questions that you need to review, but on the exam only 30. Reviewed a lot. I reviewed like 300 questions, and then the exam there are only 30 questions. So I got plenty in my brain and only few came out on the exam. So just like that, I will drop the link below, the websites below, so that you can just go there and you can just download on how to study by your own. You don't need to enroll actually, and you don't need to buy books. It's just the same. It's just a matter of being studious. You just need to study and study and study. So I just went to the websites. My husband download all the questions, and he translated it to me. I give him the answer in English and he translated it into Dutch, and then that's how I memorize the question and how I understand the question. So I will give you a few questions there, especially in speaking. So I'll just give you questions. What are those questions? What you need to do, first I will give you a bit overview what is reading exam looks like. So there are choices that you're gonna choose. So like this is an example. So you're gonna listen some okay, like that. You're gonna listen some word and you're gonna choose which one among these three choices. There are three choices here. You're gonna choose which among the three the speaker is saying. So this is how part 3 looks like of the reading exam. So there is a table there, you're gonna read it, and then there is a question. The question is, Chris cut off Bisok by Zain family in Bangkok by Welki Bali Mut Hai Zain. So here there is already a table and you're gonna read, and there is a question on this side, and then you're gonna choose among the 4 choices. You're gonna choose among the 4 choices which is the correct answer. So it's just basically the reading comprehension. So you're gonna read, and there are questions, there are follow-up questions to see if you understand what you are reading. And then speaking exam, guys, is for me the hardest part of the exam, but you can still do it. If I did it, so you can still do it. So this is how the speaking exam looks like. We downloaded plenty of questions. There are two types of speaking exam. The first one is you are going to answer the question, and the second one is you are going to complete a sentence. So this is the speaking exam. Okay, this is it. Okay, this is an example of speaking exam that we have been downloaded. Of course, you can see it, so I will read it with you. Example first is Hukat hit mit yaw. Hukat hit mit yaw. That is an example of speaking exam. That is just a question. Hukat hit mit yaw. Of course, you're gonna answer hit hat kut mit my. Like that, hit hat kut mit my. So you need to pronounce it properly, because if the computer cannot recognize the way you pronounce the word or your answer, it is considered wrong and you will not pass. So you should pronounce it properly. So if you have your husband with you, or if you are calling every day, so you're gonna ask him how to pronounce it properly so that you will pass. That is just one example. Another example is that Hova kai cultivate. So that is another example. And hoeveel talen spreekt u? Hoeveel talen spreekt u? So
alle talen, behalve betalen.
so you're gonna answer properly. So you need to answer how many language did you speak. So you should say ik spreek 3 talen. Ik spreek 3 talen. So you should say it properly, else the computer cannot recognize you. And then another question is, these are common questions. Waar woont u? So where do you live? Like that. Waar woont u? Wanneer bent u geboren? Wanneer bent u geboren? Like that. Hoe laat is new? That is very common. Hoe laat is new? So if those are questions that are so common, if you already knew it, what time is it? Hoe laat is new? So if you don't know it, it's so hard to answer. So those are just basic examples for speaking exam. First part, question, and then you need to answer. The second part of the exam is like this. Sentence completion. It's a sentence completion, guys. So the question here is, it's situational, so you can answer based on the situation given. So there are lots of questions here. So I really memorize everything, all the questions here. I memorize everything just to pass the exam, like that. And so you need to complete the sentence. Sonja houdt van muziek. Ze luistert. Speaking exam. So you need to memorize the questions. I will give you a tip. How did I do that? Actually, we downloaded the questions online. My husband translated it into English, and then after he translated it, I answered it in English, and he translated the answer into Dutch. And then I memorized all the questions, like 10 questions in the morning to memorize, and 10 answers, and in the evening 10 questions and 10 answers. And then we practice it every day. So until I memorize it within a month. So for me, I only study short term, because I don't have good memory. I cannot remember almost everything that I study, so I cannot remember long-term memories. Okay, so I easily forgot stuff and things. So that is why I study only for 1 month, so that it's still fresh on my brain and my brain cells won't be damaged. So that's how I did the A1 or Inburgering examen. Basisexamen. So I just passed the exam. So if you can see my score there, it's clearly 9, 10, 8. So that's my score. I got the lowest KNS, or knowledge of that society. Actually, this is not so hard for you. I think this is not so hard. It's just like this. You need to download the Photobook again at the Netherlands. All the practice exams there. You should download the Photobook. The Photobook is of a video and a photo. Of course, it seems like a book with photos, and at the end of the book there are answers at the end of the book. So you just need to read first. What I did, guys, is I just download the video and the book, the photo book itself. I downloaded it on my phone, so that wherever I go, I will be reading it. I keep reading it every day, almost every hours. I keep reading it. If I don't have work, I will. If I am at work during my break time, I still read it, and I still read it, and I keep reading it every time. So on the photo book, you can see like this. This is how you see stuff on the photo book. So you can see like this, and there are numbers, and yeah, just like that, like this, photo and numbers. And at the end of this are questions and answers. Photo number 13 and 14, right? So on question number 13 and 14, the question is, waar ligt de grootste haven van Nederland? And number 13, waar woont de koning van Nederland? Waar woont de koning van Nederland? And there are two choices. A, Groningen. B, Zuid-Holland. So you're gonna choose A or B. And then, so for you to be able to understand what are the questions, of course, because those are Dutch, so you need to ask your husband, what does it mean? You need to ask your husband. Huh? The question is, waar woont de koning van Nederland? So it means, where does the king of the Netherlands live? So the choices are Groningen or Zuid-Holland. So, and then of course the answer is Zuid-Holland. Okay, and then next is, waar ligt de grootste zeehaven van Nederland? Where is the biggest seaport lays in Netherlands? So the choices are Amsterdam, A, B, Rotterdam. So it's in Rotterdam, that is the Europort. So those are just examples. The nice thing about Photobook is there are photos that you can easily remember. Of course, when you memorize something, it's so nice to remember when there are photos. And then there are questions, and there are only two choices. So, and it also gives the answers. So the nice thing, you just remember the answer, remember the photo, and remember the question. That's all. And that's easy. I did not finish studying this because I prioritized the speaking, because it's so hard. That's what I heard, and that's what I said. So I prioritized the speaking and the reading, and it turned out that my lowest score is on KNS, and it's only 8. The passing score is 6, and I got 8, so not bad. The other one is 10, and the other one is 9. So just like that, I just passed the exam because I study. So finally, the key to pass the exam is to study, to understand what you read, and to familiarize the language itself, to familiarize it, to practice. Whenever you are calling with your husband right now, you should start speaking Dutch. The hard thing about speaking it is the vocabulary. If your vocabulary is not so wide yet, you only have few words, so it's so hard, and I'm scared that I will speak like a kid. I don't like it. So I am really trying hard to make the correct sentence and the correct grammar of speaking it, but that's so hard. But I am trying hard. The key is to study, to persevere, to understand, to work with your partner. Let him translate it, and to practice it starting now. You need to practice it now so that it will not so hard for you when you are in the exam, because really Dutch language is quite different. It's not so hard, but it's like really new because the sounds are different. They really read the word differently. They read the G as ka, like that, and there are words that sounds the same. Kunt and kunt, kunt and kunt. So only one letter difference, and if you will not pronounce it properly, you will sound funny because you mean booty, but it also means cheeks. So like that can mean your cheeks here, but it can also be your booty. It depends on how you pronounce it. It seems like alike if you are new. If you're gonna hear it, it seems like the same if you hear it the first time. So I keep telling my husband, can you repeat a short O and a long O, like that? So you will sound funny like a kid if you are not going to practice it. So you better practice it now and ask your husband how to read it, how does it sounds. If you need to go back to how it sounds, you need to go back there, like like that. Phonetics. So you just need to go back how the Dutch read the letters. By say like that. The E, the I, and the A, that confuse you also if you are here. So you really need to read about it, practice it, listen it carefully, and ask your husband. So that's all I can tell as of today. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you learned something and it will help you to pass your exam. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button and like if you haven't subscribed yet. Thank you so much for watching, and success!